Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be talking about the current situation with Linus Torvalds and his stepping aside as the head of Linux kernel development. Now, I know a lot of people look at my content because, you know, there's a political aspect to it, or a social commentary, say, on the note of cultural Marxism and leftism. Well, this is no different. And the reason why I'm chiming in is because I've been using Linux and free and open source for over 20, we'll just say over 2 decades. It's like 21 or 22 years, maybe more. But it's been over 2 decades. So I've been there since the early days. I've seen how the kernels developed. I've seen how Linux as distributions have developed. And at the core of it all is this man here, Linus Torvalds. Now, when he started developing the kernel, he was doing so, and people started joining in. Now, you have good coders and bad coders, and you get frustrated, and he would get a little blunt, and sometimes a bit harsh. And the thing is, he has every right to do that. That it's his kernel. His name is on the overwhelming majority of the code. He's the one who shaped it. He's the one who birthed it. And what we have here is social justice leftist going after him. And the reason why they're going after him is not being talked about. You have like the New Yorker here, which we're going to go through this article, but you have them trying to make it sound like, you know, he's just verbally abusing people. They don't dare go into what led to the situation that caused him to be saying, hey, I'm going to be stepping away. And as part of that, I also want to call out this fucking shitbag, Brian Lunduke, because the situation that led to this, he was defending Linus. He was even joking about some of the things that happened. And now, after the shit hits the fan, like a punk bitch, like he did when, you know, he's punk bitching out like he did when he ghetto pay zoned his fucking content on Patreon like a shitbag, because he just got to get those fucking shekels, all right? And then he blames the backlash as, oh, I got attacked because I'm a Jew, and that's why, like, I'm doing this, and like, that's why I'm also disabling comments, and that's why I'm just disabling the like to dislike ratio. Well, see, he'll run his mouth, he'll talk fucking smack, he'll fucking pull his shit, all right, and defend fucking Linus while he's doing it with the situation that we're about to talk about here. But when the social justice leftist fuckwits start opening their mouths, he pulls this shit. Lunduke show reaffirmation, politics free zone, because he doesn't want to take a fucking stand. Now, he was defending Linus with the fucking situation that led to this, but punk bitch gonna fucking sit there and be like, oh, there's no politics. He's admitted he's hated social justice, but now he's so afraid of the social justice warriors, he's cowering and bowing down to them like this, because he knows that they could really hurt him, or they could like stop subscribing to him, and he's got to have that subscriber amount. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. But so let me give you the backstory before we get into the article here. Linus Torvalds plans a vacation for his family, you know, wife, kids, the whole 9 yards. You then have the kernel development group. What they do is they decide to plan a conference. They just so happen to plan it at the same time as his vacation. Now, they wanted him to change his plans when he already made them to go on his vacation to come to the developers conference. So he tried to bow out gracefully. He wasn't a dick about it. He said, you guys go off and do it without me. I'm going to go do my thing with my family. You don't need me to be there. You don't need me to hold your hand. Pretty much the gist of what he said. So these fuckwit little bitches, and as you can tell, I'm pissed at this because this is a fucking situation that should not have happened. But these little punk bitches decided that, hey, we'll just change the location of our conference. And they put it where, that they decided to have it where he's having his vacation and went, oh, look, you can now attend the conference. And like any normal fucking human being who just had these shitbag cocksucking motherfuckers impose far worse than they should, far more than they should have, he went off on them a little bit. Rightfully so, too. And I apologize for my language, but this shit really pisses me off. And there's good reason for it. Because they're going to drive him out. He's the only one that has ultimately kept the CIA and NSA's back doors. You can go look on YouTube. There's a video of him where he's flat out asked if he was approached by either one, or by the U.S. government, including the intelligence agencies, to put exploits and backdoors into the Linux kernel. And with his sense of humor, he's saying no while he's shaking his head yes for everyone to see. Well, chuckling. This is the gatekeeper on the Linux kernel. This is the gatekeeper on the heart of Android, Linux, point of sale systems, ATM machines. Do you really want someone who's kept those groups' hands out of the code? Do you want him gone? I sure as shit don't. This is an old school coder, which means he wants lean, mean, clean code. Code that gets the job done as best as possible. And when he has people handing him shit, he lets them know it. But getting back on point, so he gets a bit harsh, which, to be honest, if you couldn't tell, I'd probably end up being worse than he was. I'd tell them where the fuck to get off. And what gets me is he should turn around and tell all the social justice warriors, the kernel's mine. You don't like it? Fork off. Because this is stupid shit. So he defends himself, says, no, you're not imposing on my personal time. You are not going to impose on my family's personal time. You are not going to impose on our time together. You are not going to impose on me, them in any other way. I'm having my vacation. Don't know what to tell you. Well, they got persistent about it. So he escalated his response in return. And now, bye-bye Linus. It's complete bullshit. And he did the worst thing he could do, which kernel.org, the organization that the kernel has come under, I don't know if it was them saying he should do it. I think it probably was, because he's not one. Because I mean, this is like gulag re-education type fucking shit going on here. It really is. Because he's apologized, he's stepping away. I mean, we need to have this stop. We seriously need to have this stop. But anyway, now that you've had the backstory, let's look at how they're trying, to portray this. And now the New Yorker, not really a tech site, but I wanted to use their article because they're just, the way they paint things, it makes you want to spurg out on them. It kind of does. So this was written by Noam Cohen, and it was published on September 19th. You know, the title again, after years of abusive emails, the creator of Linux steps aside. And I love the caption under the photo here. Oh, I hate that. Okay. After years of verbally abusing programmers who contribute to the Linux operating system kernel he created, the celebrated coder Linus Torvalds is stepping aside and says he is getting help. He doesn't need help. All you triggered little fucking bitches in Linux and its development, in FOSS and its development, you all need to get bent. You need to learn how to friggin' grow a thicker skin. You need to learn how to write code that's fucking acceptable. If you didn't write shit code, he wouldn't get a little frustrated with you. It's that simple. You people need to get help. You know what gets me is they're going after him. But they don't dare go after the commie motherfucker Richard Stallman himself, who has said far worse fucking things, because he's a fucking leftist. He's a fucking commie. Linus Torvalds a fucking capitalist. Even though he's created something that's free and he keeps developing it, this is a man who loves capitalism. He's the enemy to these leftists. They've wanted to hijack the kernel for a while. And now they've had their fucking chance. And what we need to do as people is say, no. Fuck all you all. Get bent. Learn how to grow a thicker skin. And make sure he gets back running the show. So anyway, let's see what our gnome numbnut has to say here. The emails of the celebrated programmer Linus Torvalds land like thunderbolts from on high onto public lists, full of invective. Oh, wow. Oh, we got to use that fucking really serious term. Invective insults and demeaning language. Now, here's the thing. They don't tell you, they're taking shit out of context. And what gets me is when he gets to the point of this quote here, the person's been a fucking cocksucker. They're trying to make it sound like he just spurgs out on fucking people. No. People fucking piss him off because of doing stupid things, or they run their fucking mouth, and he responds. But he's just supposed to sit there and fucking take it. So, here's his quote, the quote that they're using. Please just go kill yourself now. The world would be a better place, he wrote in one. Guys, this is not a dick-sucking contest, he observed in another. Shut the fuck up, he began in a third. I love how they keep taking this stuff out of context. Let's see the full context of these emails. Oh, wait, if you did that, you couldn't portray him the way you are. Oh, you couldn't portray it as these people are getting abused by him because they're dishing it out just as much as he's fucking dishing it out. This is the type of shit that fucking pisses me off. And I apologize for my language, but this is ridiculous. This really is ridiculous. As an OG Linux user, this is some shit that really gets me. Torvalds has publicly posted thousands of scathing messages targeting programmers who submit what he deems flawed code to the Linux computer operating system kernel, which he brought to life more than 25 years ago and now administers as a collaborative open source project. This fucking sentence here, okay? You can tell Gnome is a fucking shit brick who's got no clue about computing. The Linux computer operating system kernel. Wow. Computer-operating-system kernel. Fuckwit. No. Numb shit. 1, you don't need the computer. 2, you don't need the dashes. It would be the Linux operating system kernel, or the, you know, that's all you need. And the fact is, you're saying what he deems flawed code. If it's flawed code, it's flawed code. People are going to look at it and say, yes, it's flawed. It's not what he deems. It's what good programming practices deem. What programming experience as well. See, I have experience with computer programming. I did it for a bit. Okay? I know where he's coming from when I was in college, I helped my professors when I was doing the computer science thing. Because besides history, I did for a bit go for computer science. But, so the thing is, I'd look at some people, I'd be like, this is some shitty-ass fucking code. I'm looking at it, it's like 20 lines of code, and you could have got the same thing done in half that, or a third of that, or even a quarter of that, code-wise. That's the type of shit that he's dealing with. So he gets frustrated, and he's like, you keep bringing me shit fucking code, and you want me to accept it? No, fuck you. And they keep going, no, put this in the kernel. He's like, no, it's shitty fucking code. Fuck you. And they don't get the picture. If they went back and rewrote it and wrote it well, then it wouldn't be flawed code. See, this is what gets me about this. And he does more than administer it. He still contributes a lot of the code. The heavy lifting code. He's the one that's dealing with the heavy lifting. Today, the Linux kernel is famous, running the enormous computers of Google, PayPal, Amazon, and eBay, and the 2 billion mobile phones using the Android operating system. Everyone knows who Android is. You don't have to say Android operating system. Wow. Torvalds, though, retains final say over each precious line of code, just as he did when he first started working on the system as a graduate student at the University of Helsinki. For years, he has been known as Linux... Well, yeah, he is more benevolent than Richard Stallman. I was going to say, you know, the dictator of open source, free software would be him. But yeah, I guess you could call him a benevolent dictator for life. And he is benevolent. So for years, he has been known as the benevolent dictator for life. Yeah. On Sunday, the benevolent dictator announced that he would be stepping down temporarily to get some assistance on how to understand people's emotions and respond appropriately. Translation: social justice triggered little fuckwits can't handle being talked to sternly when they fuck up. The whole situation. These stupid little fuckwits plan a conference during his vacation. He's like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to change my plans. Oh, well, we changed your plans for you. We moved the conference. If these fuckers did that, I would personally go up to each every one of the motherfuckers and shake them like a British nanny shakes a fucking baby. And ask them, what the fuck is their malfunction? Well, I spurg out, sounding like I got fucking Tourette's. That would really piss me the fuck off. This shit doesn't even affect me well, it does affect me directly as a Linux user, the quality of the operating system. But I mean, it doesn't affect me like him. And he handled it better than I would with what they did. But he has to pay the price. Oh, they got upset because he didn't like the fact that they wanted to ruin his fucking vacation. So he's got to go learn about people's feelings? Fuck no. They need to learn about people's feelings. They're inconsiderate cocksuckers. Every one of those motherfuckers who got triggered about that. They can go fuck themselves. They can go get bent. And I'm sorry for my language, and I'm sorry for the ranting here. But this shit really pisses me off, and I've been boiling, with this situation for a couple days because I haven't had a chance to sit down. I mean, this is the first chance I'm getting to sit down because I was dealing with some compiling issues, trying to get OBS with hardware encoding working on my laptop so I could use it for some stuff. But yeah, so I was dealing with that in my normal 9 to 5 going, well, shit, I want to try to get this recorded with OBS. And yeah, so what little time I had, yeah, to try to work on that the last couple days, I was stewing about this. Because it's like, looking at his leaving could be some serious friggin' shit for Linux. Serious shit for security, like personal and corporate and so on. I mean, this is because he's the gatekeeper, as I said. I mean, this is ridiculous. Torvalds, who is 48 and lives with his family outside Portland, Oregon, made clear that he wasn't burned out. Well, no. See, they're trying to portray this as, oh, he's burnt out. We've got to get him away from this. He's an old boomer who's losing control of his shit. This is the left's just normal bullshit. I very much do want to continue to do this project that I've been working on for almost 3 decades, he wrote in a post to the Linux kernel mailing list. I need to take a break to get help on how to behave differently and fix some issues in my tooling and workflow. Torvalds named a deputy, Gregory Croa Hartman, to run the project while he was away. And this is the thing. How much does he really trust him? I mean, obviously he trusts him enough to manage stuff, but when you're kind of being told to walk away because you got pissed that shit bricks decided to ruin your fucking vacation, you don't do that. You don't apologize. You don't do that. You tell that motherfucker, my name's on the code, the CEO of the Kernel project. You go, motherfucker, my name is on that code. My name is on that GNU GPL. They wanted to ruin my personal life. They wanted to invade on it. And you want me to side with them? You want me to... I'd be like, dude, fuck you. And I would either tell them to go fuck off and fork the shit, because I'm taking what I've got right here, or they can get with the program. That's how it should be at this point. This shouldn't be happening. I mean, this is some seriously fucked up shit. Torvalds' decision to step aside came after the New Yorker asked him a series of questions about his conduct for a story on complaints about his abusive behavior discouraging women from working as Linux kernel programmers. In a response to the New Yorker, Torvalds said, "I'm very proud of the Linux code that I invented and the impact it has had on the world. I am not, however, always proud of my inability to communicate well with others. This is a lifelong struggle for me. To anyone whose feelings I have hurt, I am deeply sorry." And this is what gets me, is they're trying to use bullshit things of him discouraging women. What he has said has not been discouraging to women, okay? He has been harsh with them. He has been blunt with them. What is he supposed to do? Kiss their fucking ass? Hold their fucking hand? They want to contribute code, okay? Code talks, bullshit fucking walks. If their code sucks, their fucking code sucks. It doesn't matter if they're man or woman, but he's supposed to sit there and treat a woman like a dainty little fucking flower, even though they're supposed to be superior to fucking men under feminism. I mean, that's fucking major fucking hypocrisy. And this is not even the main reason why this shit went down. The main reason why this shit went down was because of the backlash from getting triggered over Torvalds saying, "Hey, fuck you, you're not ruining my vacation." It was boiling up to the point of where it boiled over with this other stupid shit. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, when he says, hey, I'm proud of the code I've invented and the impact it's had on the world, but he's not, however, always proud of his inability to communicate well with others, when he's very clear and concise, which is the problem. Because he is clear and concise in what he says, and then people go, and they fucking question it, or they don't agree with it, and they push the fucking issue, you're going to get pissed if you're in his shoes. Especially with how many people he deals with. And he's saying, oh, this has been a lifelong struggle for me. No. Dude, you're in the right. Don't be pulling this shit. Don't be apologizing, Torvalds. Buddy, don't be doing it. Richard Stallman has said way worse fucking shit, talking about fucking basically raping women into Emacs. Forcefully, like in a sexual, like it's meant in a sexual undertone, but popping their cherry with Emacs, like forcing it on them type shit. I mean, it's so fucked up shit. And no one says anything about that commie fat fuck. That autistic fat fuck. As you can tell, I really don't like him. Even though he's I give him respect for the GNU GPL, but the things he's done, he's a fucking cocksucker himself. And I love this. To anyone whose feelings I have hurt, I am deeply sorry. You don't apologize, man. You do not apologize to these fucking half-wits. Torvalds' response was conveyed by the Linux Foundation, which supports Linux and other open source programming projects and paid Torvalds $1.6 million in annual compensation as of 2016. That's actually, he doesn't make that much. Holy shit. He does not make $1.6 million. He's paid less than the fucking CEO. Holy shit. He is paid less than the Linux Foundation's CEO. For whatever fucking reason. And the CEO doesn't even make that kind of money. Lie much, New Yorker? This shit's easily verifiable, too. This is what's fucked up. The foundation said that it supported his decision and has encouraged women to participate, but that it has little control over how Torvalds runs the coding process. We are able to have varying degrees of impact on these outcomes in newer projects, the statement said. Older, more established efforts like the Linux kernel are much more challenging to influence. So, what we have here, I mean, this is also part of it, but what really set this off was the fact of the whole situation where he said fuck you to them. I mean, that's what really set this off. And the thing is, they're trying to force women coders who are below, because they want equality of outcome, not opportunity, because they want equality of outcome. They want to put women on the kernel project that write code that doesn't meet the standards of the maintainer. And he's supposed to just let them on the fucking team and produce shitty fucking code that's either going to have to be gone through, which would probably piss off the women because they'd be like, why are you changing my code? Because it fucking sucks? And then that'll just trigger them again. Or leave shitty fucking code that could have exploitable issues with it. I mean, this is ridiculous. And for the Kernel Foundation to be bowing down to the shit, well, in newer projects, we can do equality of outcome. We can say fuck you to the good coders because we want to have an equal showing of women and other people. And if those coders happen to be Asian or fucking white men, we can't have that. Oh my God. This is some seriously fucked up shit. Until this weekend, Torvalds had not only defended his aggressive behavior, but insisted that it contributed to Linux's runaway success. It has. If you want me to act professional, I can tell you that I am not interested, he wrote in 2013, in a response to a prominent Linux contributor, Sage Sharp, who demanded on a public email list that Torvalds stop using physical intimidation, verbal threats, or verbal abuse in his emails. I'm sitting in my home office wearing a bathrobe, Torvalds wrote. The same way I'm not going to start wearing ties, I'm also not going to buy into this fake politeness, the lying, the office politics and backstabbing, the passive aggressiveness and buzzwords, because that is what acting professionally results in. People resort to all kinds of real nasty things because they are forced to act out of their normal urges in unnatural ways. And he is right. And what he should be talking about is political correctness. That's not, because there's being professional, which he's been professional in a lot of cases that they're trying to go after him for. Okay? He's just been harsh. He's still been professional. And what gets me is they take the little shitbag Sage out of context, because he's a shitbag, because, oh, stop triggering people. Stop being so harsh with them. They're fifis. Okay? And physical intimidation. He has never I've seen a lot of his emails over the years, off and on. I've not seen all of them, but I've seen some of his really harsh ones where, you know, it looks like he's typing with Tourette's. And I've never seen physical intimidation or verbal threats. I've seen what they're calling verbal abuse, but it's him being fucking blunt. And if the person doesn't like that he's being honest and blunt, and they'll, but my fifis, he gets pissed. So he gets a little harsher. They go, but my fifis, and he gets a little harsher. And then finally, after an exchange multiple times, but my fifis, he finally goes, fuck your feelings, you stupid bitch. And he lays it all out. I mean, this is ridiculous. Although it distributes its product for free, the Linux project has grown to resemble a blue-chip tech company. Nominally a volunteer enterprise, like Wikipedia, Linux, in fact, is primarily sustained by funds and programmers from world's largest technology companies. Bullshit! Bullshit, 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 bullshit! Liar! This is why, like, Gnome here and the New Yorker and the New York Times are fake fucking news, because they're trying to make it sound like Linux is a big fucking corporate thing. Most of the contributions to the kernel actually come from average fucking people. Not Intel, Google, IBM, Samsung, and other companies. I mean, this is such fucking bullshit. Most of the contributions are from average fucking people around the world. Intel, Google, IBM, Samsung, and other companies assign programmers to help improve the code. Yes, they do. But most contributions are actually done by average people. Good example, a lot of the actual hardware code, the hardware drivers, okay, or modules will be more accurate. Well, no, it's actually code because it can be hard-coded. Yeah, but all right, if it's set up as like the idea of like Windows where you have a driver, it's called a module, but it could be hard. You can set it up to be hard-coded in the kernel. Regardless, that's just too much info. Most of those drivers, most of those modules, most of the code for them, most of the code for hard coding that you can hard code in, came from average people trying to get their hardware working. Their Wi-Fi cards, their LAN cards, their video cards, and so on and so on. To try to make it sound like all those companies are the bulk, you're full of shit. You're trying to minimize Torvalds by saying it's all big corporate. Torvalds is just kind of sitting at the top. They're the ones doing the work. Fuck you. I mean, this is ridiculous. And I apologize for my language, but I've been stewing with this shit. And I thought I was going to come into this calm, but no. I mean, it's ridiculous. Of 80,000 fixes and improvements to Linux made in the past year, more than 90% were produced by paid programmers, the Foundation reported in 2017. What's funny about that is a lot of that actually has to do with shit coming out of those companies. That's the irony. They're fixing their own stuff. Intel employees alone were responsible for 13% of them. Yes, because of Spectre and Meltdown, or whatever that other one is. Because of the exploits of their processors. They were the ones involved with the fucking coding of that shit. Of course they were. These same companies and hundreds of others covered the Foundation's roughly $50 million annual budget. Linux's elite developers, who are overwhelmingly male, tend to share their leaders' aggressive self-confidence. There are very few women among the most prolific contributors, though the Foundation and researchers estimate that roughly 10% of all Linux coders are women. Everyone in tech knows about it, but Linus gets a pass. What? Fuck you. Megan Squire, a computer science professor at Elon University, told me, referring to Torvalds' abusive behavior. He's built up this cult of personality, this cult of importance. Because he is fucking important, you stupid bitch. He's more important than you. And I love how they're trying to shade this whole fucking situation where these spurging assholes try to ruin his fucking vacation as my feminism, my you know. Now here's the thing. This is where this is complete bullshit. Linux's elite developers are elite for a reason. It's because of their skill. Because they are elites and they know their skill, of course they are going to be self-confident. And one reason why they are overwhelmingly male is because, as James Damore said, men tend to gravitate towards those things. The amount of women is actually about par with that. But they want, instead of equality of opportunity, they want equality of outcome. And they're going to try to throw they're going to try to throw Torvalds under the bus here. And what gets me about this whole thing, with the fact of, oh, well, roughly 10% of the coders are women. Okay. How many out? I'm sure they're probably, if they're Linux kernel coders, they're good coders. So it's the cream of the crop rising to the top. Yeah, we can't have that. We have to have, well, wait, we need diversity. So that means 0 white men. So bye-bye, Linus. We need Asians. Well, we're going to only have a little bit of Asians because they're really smart and they're going to just make everyone else look stupid. But then we need, you know, black trans women and Hispanic trans women. I mean, they want wonderkins and all this other shit who suck at coding. They want the diversity fucking picnic of coding where everyone sucks, but yet they're working on this shit. And to me, that's the stupidest thing you can do when you're developing an operating system kernel. But yet that's what these idiots want. And what gets me is everyone in tech knows it. What? That Linus holds everyone equally accountable and doesn't play favorites with women? Because that's what he does. If the woman is qualified and she's able to do that shit, then she's working on the kernel. That's how it works. And it's not this thing he's built up a cult of personality or importance. Like, where, because he hasn't built that up. When you are the man who created the Linux kernel, you are important and the cult of personality develops around you. Is she going to try to claim that Steve Jobs, his cult of personality, he built it up? Well, he did, but Linus really didn't. I mean, this is ridiculous. For a research project, Squire used emails from Torvalds to train a computer to recognize insults. According to Squire's tabulations, more than 1,000 of the 21,000 emails Torvalds sent in a 4-year period used the word crap, slut, bitch, and bastard, were employed much less frequently during this period. Squire told me, what? Okay, so out of 21,000 emails, we've got less than 1/20th. 1/20th. I mean, come on now. That's 5 fucking percent. Did I do my math right? And it found crap. So he could just say, you know, I don't give a crap to someone. And, oh, insult. Fuck you. Let's have actual context. Oh, well, they went through his emails. And I love this. More than 1,000 of the 21,000 emails. That's 5 fucking percent. 5% ain't shit. Oh my God. Try to blow this shit out of proportion. This is why I chose this article in part. Because of shit like this. This is such funny shit. Squire told me that she found few examples of gender bias, so he's equal opportunity. Yet he's a fucking sexist. You just defeated your whole fucking theory here on why women aren't part of the program, you know, the programming effort with the Linux kernel. He's an equal opportunity abuser, she said. Squire added, though, that for non-male programmers, the hostility and public humiliation is more isolating. What? That is me fucking face-palming my forehead. How so? Because my feminism, women can do everything that men can do. They're just too fucking sensitive to handle the same fucking shit that men are getting from them. Because you're trying to play this as fucking sexist. Because you can't play this as sexist because you just admitted he's equal opportunity. Because he is, and you can't play it that way. Oh, women are sensitive little, precious little flowers. They have to be treated with kid gloves. But my feminism, Fucking hypocrites. Fucking hypocrites. I mean, this is such bullshit. Over time, many women programmers leave the community. Women throw in the towel first, she told me. They say, why do I need to put up with this? No! A lot of the women. The reason why is because they go. They go have families. They end up, some of them will come back, some of them don't. Because they're not going to mention that fact that some of these women are leaving because of personal obligations. It's all because of Torvalds. Yeah, sure. In 2013, Sharp, who is non-binary, oh God, and uses they, them pronouns, confronted Torvalds on his home turf, the public Linux kernel mailing list. Sharp described Torvalds as one of the worst offenders when it comes to verbally abusing people and publicly tearing their emotions apart. Oh my God, a precious little social justice snowflake got triggered? And you're going to use that as like your proof? Oh my God. At the time, Sharp, who grew up in a small town in Oregon, was in their late 20s. What? At the time, Sharp, who grew up in a small town in Oregon, who was in his, oh God, they there. Fuck proper English. Wow. Fuck you, they there. I'm going to disrespect Sharp and use proper fucking English. At the time, Sharp, who grew up in a small town in Oregon, was in its late 20s, because non-binary, you're an it, if you want to be that way. Fuck you on the he, she shit. You're an it. And was an important administrator of the Linux kernel. Oh, God, you're a fucking bitch. Wow. Literally. People assumed I was a cis woman in tech, and I received a lot of harassment because of it, Sharp told me. No, Sharp. You were a wonderkin little bitch who wanted everyone to bow down and cater to you, and when they didn't, you got fucking triggered. Because you wanted social norms to be thrown out the window. And because Linus Torvalds wouldn't kiss your fucking ass and bend over and do what the fuck you wanted on that note, you got triggered. Fuck you. Sharp told me that, yeah, fuck you. Harassment because of it, Sharp told me. Yeah. Sharp tried to appeal to Torvalds on practical grounds. On practical grounds. You demanded that he address you as they, their, it, whatever the wonderkin fucking attack. Well, no, attack helicopters are those that go after people like you. But yeah, you demanded that you be treated a certain fucking way. Fuck you. I'm not asking you to change your communication styles in order to help minorities. I'm not some crazy feminist ranting about cooties on Google+, Sharp wrote. I'm trying to improve the kernel mailing list for all developers. We can give negative technical feedback without verbal abuse. Talk about doublespeak lying fucking bullshit. You are asking them. You were asking Linus to change the communication style that he uses. You dumb bitch. That's exactly what you were doing. Because you are some crazy feminist ranting about stupid shit. This isn't about this. You're using that other part as a fucking excuse to cover for that spurgery. Fuck you. I mean, this is some seriously fucked up shit. Torvalds replied that the stakes were too high to care about politeness, and he's right, because you want the best that you possibly can get on the note of the code going into the kernel. You want the most secure, the most efficient, the best written code and kernel that you possibly can have. Faulty code can have cascading effects, requiring large amounts of work from other developers to correct, which he is dead on balls right. But the fifis, they now want feelings to trump the fact of this and say, well, we can have faulty code because everyone will feel good. Speed and accuracy are paramount. True. The cursing happens for the you're so fucking wrong that it's not even worth trying to make logical arguments about it because you have no possible excuse case. And sometimes people surprise me and come back with a valid excuse after all. My whole family died in a tragic freak accident and my pony got cancer and I was distracted. And then I might even tell them, I'm sorry. No, not really. See, this is the type of shit he's dealing with. They're going to come up and make bullshit fucking excuses. They're going to hold up the development of the Linux kernel. They're going to hold up a bunch of other people. They're going to make other people do a bunch of additional work to cater for their bullshit and their shitty code. And he's supposed to just sit there with a shit-eating grin and go, okay! No, that's not how it works. Wow. Valerie Aurora, a former Linux kernel contributor, told me that a decade of working in the Linux community convinced her that she could not rise in its hierarchy as a woman. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. As Aurora said, that the concept of Torvalds and other powerful tech figures being equal opportunity assholes was false and sexist. When she and Sharp adopted Torvalds' aggressive communication style, they experienced retaliation. Basically, Linus has created a model of leadership, which is being an asshole, Aurora told me. Sage and I can tell you that being an asshole was not available to us. If we were an asshole, we got smacked for it. We got punished, got held back. I tried it. Well, yes, because he's your fucking boss, you dumb, retarded bitch. You dumb, retarded bitch. And I had to reiterate that because you are a dumb, retarded bitch. You talk to your boss that way, okay? The man who runs the fucking show. That's what you should get. You should get verbally smacked down. If you weren't like fucking fee fucking morons who write shit fucking code, then you wouldn't have attitude put towards you. If you produce the high quality code, regardless of your fucking gender, then you don't have to worry. But if you produce shit, you get shit. So I basically, this dumb bitch, I produced shitty code, and then when I got called out for it, and I was getting attitude, I gave attitude back, and I got verbally smacked for it. Rightfully so. Aurora got her first taste of programming at 6 years old, living with her parents in New Mexico. Her mother was the one interested in computers. She bought an IBM PC Junior and taught her daughter the basic programming language. At the age of 12, Aurora's family moved to a ranch. That really doesn't have any part of the story, but okay. I would write a computer program and then go milk the goats, Aurora recalled. She first encountered Linux at the New Mexico Institute of Mining and Technology around 2000 when her first fix to Linux was accepted. She threw a party. Okay, yeah, bitch. Big fucking deal. I've been using Linux since the fucking 90s. Fuck off. I'm an OG. Fuck you, you entitled fucking bitch. So what? So what if you coded shit? So you've had some fixes done. But because you were a fucking feels over reals fucking moron, you ended up with the shit that you got. You got triggered and hurt. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. A couple years later, she published an online manual how to encourage women in Linux, which included chapters named Don't Criticize Too Much, Do Compliment, and Don't Stare and Point When Women Arrive. Aurora told me that she was groped at a... What? Aurora told me... What? Wait, I'm sorry. I was about to move on to the next sentence here. Don't criticize too much. So basically, people are... So they're supposed to hold their tongues because of your feelings. Fuck you. Do compliment, because we're not really as strong as we try to say that we are. We're precious little flowers who need to be cultivated. But my feminism and don't stare and point when women arrive. That's all in your fucking head. Wow, that is all in your fucking head. If they are pointing and staring, could it be I don't know what you look like, but it's not the fact that you're a woman. It could be the fact that you might be an ugly woman. I don't know. Just saying. I mean, I'm possible. Aurora told me that she was groped at a Linux conference and that a senior administrator belittled her and told her, fucking A, learn proper English, and told her she lacked the talent to be a key developer. Oh, okay. So we've got this claim with no backing to it. So was she getting groped at the same exact time that she was being told that? or did they happen at separate times? Personally, I'm not buying this shit. This is that Me Too fucking bullshit. This is just triggered fucking feminist crap. If it did happen to her, why the fuck wasn't something why wasn't something done about it then? No, you wait until now when you're trying to go after Linus Torvalds when, oh, I was groped at a conference. It wasn't by him, but my feminism, fuck you. Wow, this is bad. In 2007, Aurora began to withdraw from Linux programming. She is now a consultant to tech companies working on issues of inclusion and diversity. Yeah, that's enough. That was a double fucking face palm to the forehead. So basically, you're a social justice warrior leftist who got fucking triggered because they wouldn't allow you with substandard code to move up. You expected to move up because equality, you wanted opportunity, you wanted outcome equality, and you felt that you deserved it, even though you wrote subpar fucking code. Fuck you, bitch. Many women who contribute to Linux point to another open source project, Python, as a guide for Linux as it faces its Me Too movement. What Me Too movement? There is no fucking Me Too movement in Linux. Wow. Guido van Rossum, a white male programmer from the Netherlands, invented the code for the Python programming language. Van Rossum, though, is a self-described feminist who often wears a Python is for girls t-shirt during his keynote addresses to Python coders. Oh god, so they pull out the fucking the fucking Netherlands fucking soy boy feminist fucking ally fuckwit Van Rossum, who's a triggered little fucker. I've seen some of his shit. He's a fucking triggered little leftist bitch at times. He spurgs out like right on the regular. Okay, he can fucking talk about cis white males and all this other shit and spurg out like a fucking psychopath and berate them and shit and say shit about them. Okay, oh, you guys are you're against the women. Okay, I swear to God, this guy might end up like Steve Shives as one of the future feminist, male feminist rapists out there. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that could be a possibility. I mean, you look at how feminazi this fucker is. A project attracts people who fit in the culture, Van Rossum told me, adding that if the leaders communicate abusively, it will attract people who will either share that attitude or at least don't see a problem with it. Yes, because there is no problem with what Linus is doing. If you're being a fucking reject, not going to hold your hand. There should be no hand holding. There's no crying in Linux development. Now I want to fucking take that clip from A League of Their Own and voice over that. There's no crying in Linux development. Are you crying? Are you crying? Yes. There's no crying in Linux development. I mean, that'd be fucking perfect. Van Rossum, who now lives in the Bay Area, said the Python community shows that the number of women working on open source software projects can be increased. I'm applying my feminist ideas or inclinations to a place where I naturally have some influence, he said. So basically what you're doing is and this is why Python, to be honest, I think fucking has its issues, is because you don't have the best coders actually coding. You're going, my feminism, and you're hiring women over men that are better coders. Because that's what you're basically saying here. Because we got to have those women. Which could explain why Python sucks dick. And has issues. And constantly needs to have updated because, constantly getting updated because there's all these issues in the fucking code itself. It could be the fact that the women are doing it. And soy boy men. When you have beta fucking cuck men who program worth a fuck, who can't program worth a fuck, and women who aren't much better, you might have diversity. But you do not have the best people doing the job. Marietta Wajaya, a software engineer who was born in Indonesia and now lives and works in Vancouver, said that she attended her first Python conference in 2015 in Montreal out of curiosity. During Van Rossum's keynote address, he admitted that there were no women among its core developers. He said that he was willing to mentor women personally if that was what it takes to improve the diversity. Wajaya recalled, but it didn't... recalled,
But I didn't reach out to him. The next year, she attended the same conference. He gave another keynote and admitted that there were still no women. She recalled and made the same effort of mentorship. This time, Wajia contacted Van Rossman and agreed to help. A year later, Wajia became the first woman with core developer privileges, which gives her the power to help decide how Python will grow and change. See, and they continue laying this out. And I mean, I'm already at almost an hour here, so I'm just going to cut this in a minute. Actually, I'm probably not even going to fucking go anywhere. Yeah, I mean, because this is ridiculous. I mean, we're actually almost done, so yeah, fuck it. I was going to cut it here, but I just realized I am almost done, so. Today, there are 4 women among roughly 90 Python core developers. This summer, Van Rossman announced he would be stepping down as Python's benevolent dictator. I'm not going to appoint a successor, he wrote in a public email. So what you are all going to do, create a democracy, anarchy, a dictatorship, a federation. So basically, it's going to end up being software communism. It's going to be all fucking women working the fucking shit. They're going to drive the men out, and Python's going to go to shit and become a fucking obscurity. Mark my words on that one. Torvalds, by contrast, long resisted the idea that Linux programming team needed to become more diverse, just as he resisted calls to tone down his language. Yes, because diversity is not a strength when it comes to this type of situation. Because you want diversity of thought, not your type of diversity. You want a diversity of skill, not your type of diversity where you go, oh, we've got trans, gay, Asian, fucking, wait a minute, so, we got trans race, Asian that thinks they're black. We've got, you know, transgender, wonderkin, fucking he, she, it over there. I mean, that's the type of diversity you want. That's not what we need. And he shouldn't have to tone down his language. In 2015, Sharp, the fucking psycho bitch, advocated for a first ever code of conduct for Linux developers. Fuck you. At minimum, they hope for a code that would ban doxing, the releasing of personal information online to foment harassment and threats of violence in the community. Wait a minute. That shit was never been accepted in the Linux fucking community. I love how you misrepresent this shit. That shit was never a fucking issue. The code of conduct was not about that shit. But you're gonna rewrite fucking history, aren't you? The code of conduct was about, oh, me fifis. Oh, please, Linus, stop being hard on me. I suck at coding, but I want my shit in the Linux kernel. That was what it was all about. There weren't doxing fucking shitbags involved at that time. The only doxing shitbags I would probably see these days would probably be on the left. Just saying. This is ridiculous. And threats of violence in the community. What fucking threats? This is all shit that was targeted at Torvalds. But yet, oh, he was supposed to stop this shit in general. Instead, Torvalds accepted a programming fix proactively titled Code of Conflict, which created a mechanism for filing complaints more generally. In the 3 years since then, no developers have been disciplined for abusive comments. Sharp, who was employed by Intel at the time, said they carefully avoided Linux kernel work thereafter. Oh, there. No, she. She avoided it because she made some stupid fucking complaint and went, oh, my feelings. And it was taken as a stupid fucking feelings complaint and brushed aside because she didn't get what she wanted. This is why we've got what we got here. Torvalds' post on Sunday was a hodgepodge of apology, updates about the kernel, and coding changes that had been approved. He joked that perhaps he could find a technical fix for his bad behavior. Fuck you. He doesn't need to do that. You people have fucking pushed this shit. You people suck donkey dick. Okay? You are the fucking whore at a Tijuana fucking donkey show. Okay? About to take a load on the face when this backfires because I'm telling you, he gets ousted completely and there's going to be a revolution and there's going to be a lot of forking going on. I can tell you that much because it's just it's gonna spread. This could seriously hurt Linux in general if he gets permanently ousted. Maybe I can get an email filter in place so when I send email with the curse words, they just won't go out. Oh my God, curse words. Oh, fuck no. Virgin fucking ears, virgin fucking eyes. Heaven fucking forbid. I mean, that's one of the reasons why seeing this and they're upset with his language. I'm using language like I am. I'm being very colorful with the metaphors and the profanity and such. This is such fucked up shit. It really is. I mean, yes, I'm pissed, and that's one reason why I'm swearing, but in part, I am doing it because of that. Because, oh no, you can talk about how, you're they there and get all fucking offended on stupid fucking shit. But someone gets offended with, gets upset with you because you're a fucking spurging moron, and you're like, my feminism. Fuck you. I mean, this bitch that's sharp, fucking piece of work. Before acknowledging that after he looks in the mirror, it will be clear it's not the only change that is to happen. All this shit's taken out of context. Buried within the list of approved patches was one titled Code of Conduct, Let's Revamp It. It announced that the Code of Conduct had been replaced by the Code of Conflict had been replaced by a Code of Conduct that forbids insulting, derogatory comments, and behavior considered inappropriate in a professional setting. Complaints will be heard by the Foundation's Technical Advisory Board, which has 10 members, all men. Oh, God, fuck all men. Yeah. It's going to be a good old boys club. Now, see, instead of calling out this shit, though, which we're going to get into in a minute with Lunduk here, I just want to show you how he approached this. See, I'm willing to take a stand. I'm willing to piss off you spurging little fucking bitches. This is feels over reals. You are fucking the Linux kernel. You are fucking Linux in general because you want equality of fucking outcome. Because you spurging fucking idiots didn't like the fact that he wasn't going to let you fucking ruin his vacation. So you drag out this shit and you try to make it sound like it's all because of his feminism. No, it's the fact that he basically told you all to get bent when you tried to ruin his fucking vacation. Now you're just using this as an excuse. But instead of calling this shit out like it is, like I am, this is what Brian fucking Lunduk did. And I'm just going to play a second of this, and then I'm going to end this fucking video. I'm going to play a couple seconds of this. Because this just goes to show what a beta male fucking scared little punk bitch he is, that he won't even stand up for fucking Linus. Okay, this is his response to this shit.
When I started this show, I made a commitment to myself that the Lunduk show would stay politics free, to be a nerd safe zone in a world filled with people yelling at each other about this political thing or that. Not because politics are necessarily bad or evil, but simply so we have some place to not need to worry about it. And for quite a while, I held to that rather well. But as time went on, the constant onslaught of political shoutiness just got to me.
Whoa, no. See, he won't even be fucking honest about that. All right, the fucking social justice leftist, because if you look at his videos, he was calling out the social justice fucking bullshit, but he doesn't even want to say that now. He's a fucking coward. That's right, Brian, I hope someone clips this last part. You are a fucking coward. You are a weaselly, slimebag, little fucking coward. You are willing to allow Linus Torvalds to get thrown under the fucking bus, and you can go fuck yourself. But let's play this just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to be done here.
Political topics, no matter how limited, found their way into this show. I allowed them to invade what was a politics-free zone. It didn't mean those topics weren't interesting or weren't worth talking about. But when the whole world is yelling, the act of adding more yelling on top of that isn't going to do anything but give us all a massive friggin' headache.
Translation. I'm a punk bitch. I'm afraid of the fucking SJWs, and I've noticed my audience has become more and more SJW, and I don't want to trigger them. You know what, Lunduk? You're not a fucking man. You're a cuck. Plain and simple. And I'm just going to leave things here because I think I've covered it well enough, and I think I've shown how someone who's got some fucking clout and some say in the community is even afraid of these fucking social justice fuckwits, which is why we need to stand up and say no more. We need to make sure Linus stays the head of kernel development. Anyway, as I said, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.